All right, so we want to look at graphing piecewise functions. And so let's start with this example here. We're going to graph f of x equals, and this piecewise function will have three components. The first one is 2x plus 3, and we'll use this component if x is less than negative 2. The next component is x plus 1, and we'll use this component if x is between negative 2 and 1, including negative 2. And then the next component is negative x plus 3. And we'll use this component if x is greater than or equal to 1. So if you're doing this by hand, the best way I've found to do it is just to do each little piece one at a time, and then kind of come up with an answer at the end. So we'll kind of do it roughly here. We're going to start by graphing the first component, and the first component is y equals 2x plus 3. All right, with the restricted domain of x being less than negative 2. So let's put that, and we'll try to put these graphs all over here. This will be our blue graph. So just 2x plus 3 is going to, of course, look like this. Let's put some marks here. So just 2x plus 3 is going to have a y-intercept at 3 and a slope of up 2 over 1. And there's the line. That would be the unrestricted version of 2x plus 3. But we're going to restrict it to, we're only going to use the part from x is less than negative 2. So here's negative 2. There's x is less than negative 2. So I'm only going to keep this much of the graph. Okay? That's the part I want because I only use the part of the graph where x is less than negative 2. So let's do it this way. We're just simply going to roughly kind of erase this, and we'll kind of keep that right there. Now, at the end point, well, one end point, of course, we have an arrow, but at this end point, we're going to have an open circle. The reason being is because we use that line for all values up to negative 2, but not including negative 2. Okay, so that's the first piece. Our next piece, of course, is to graph the next component. So we're going to graph y equals x plus 1 with the restricted domain where x only is between negative 2 and 1, including negative 2 and 1. So again, the way I suggest you do this is just graph y equals x plus 1 first. Forget the restriction, the domain restriction. So y equals x plus 1 is going to have a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of up 1 over 1. So it's going to look a little like that. And it's going to look like this. That's the entire graph. But we only get to keep from between negative 2 and 1. Okay? So let's erase everything because we don't get to keep this or this. All right? Now what's going to happen at the end points here is you go back up to the restriction and you say, oh, I get to use this line when x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So that means at this end point, I'm going to actually put a filled in circle, and it looks like it fills in that blue dot as well. At this end, I'm going to put an open circle because of the strict inequality where x is less than 1. Okay? So let's do our last one, our last component, and we're just going to graph y equals negative x plus 3 restricted to x being greater than or equal to 1. So again, graph just y equals negative x plus 3 without any consideration. So a y-intercept of 3 and then down 1 over 1. And so it's going to look something like this if I were to take the whole thing. But I only use it for greater than or equal to 1, which is, of course, from this point on. I'm guessing my graph's a little sloppy here. What should probably happen is that line should probably be going right through there. All right, So what we'll do is we'll again put it in here, and we're going to erase the part and only keep the part for x is greater than 1. Now you can see it's kind of a sloppy mess here, but we can, if we're careful, we can do it. And this end's there, and the other end is going to have a filled in circle. So it looks like, so you should have one filled in circle and one open circle if things are defined correctly. And there it is, a rough sketch. You can see each of the 3 different pieces of the graph, and that's why we call them piecewise functions. Let's just real quick grab and look at a cleaner version without all the mess here. And this is created on a computer. Okay, there you go. We did pretty good. Our colors didn't match, but you can see that we did a pretty good job of matching, of coming up with the graph in just a rough way. So that's how you graph a piecewise function.